How are you guys? Welcome to HD Coins World. Today, we're diving into how to check if you've got a rare penny hiding in your collection. We'll explore the fascinating history behind these small coins, their surprising value, and how to spot one that could be worth a fortune. Trust me, we're not talking about pennies worth just a few bucks old. Rare coins can be worth millions. So don't miss out, watch until the end to find out how to spot your own hidden treasure. Because old is gold. 1980 penny USA 1 cent rare coin. Hey there, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Have you ever wondered if that old penny you have lying around in your drawer could be worth a small fortune? Well, you're in for a treat today, because we're about to talk about the rare and valuable 1980 United States 1 cent coin. Yes, that little copper penny could hold an incredible amount of value, way beyond what you might imagine. So, stick around till the end to find out exactly how much one of these pennies could be worth and how you can check if you have one of these rare, highly sought after treasures, the rare 1980 penny. Now, before we get into how much a 1980 penny could be worth, let's take a quick look at what makes this coin so special. At first glance, the 1980 penny might just look like any other copper-coated cent, but let's dive a little deeper. The 1980 penny, produced by the U.S. Mint, typically has the image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But it's the little details, the ones that most people overlook, that can make all the difference. So how do you spot a rare 1980 penny? Well, first, you want to make sure it's actually from 1980. Sounds obvious, right? But it's the unique variations in minting errors or subtle differences in design that could make this penny a rare find. Look closely for imperfections or mistakes in the lettering, shape, or even the placement of certain features on the coin. There's one version of the 1980 penny known as the close AM variety, where the A and M in America are much closer together than usual. This subtle difference could be worth a lot of money, so be sure to check closely the value of the 1980 penny. Now here comes the exciting part: how much could this penny actually be worth? We're talking about a coin that you might have sitting in your coin jar right now, completely unnoticed, but could potentially fetch a small fortune. The 1980 penny, in its rarest forms, could be worth a lot more than you think. While the typical 1980 penny is worth just 1 cent in circulation, certain rare variants, especially those with minting errors or unique features, have been known to sell for staggering amounts. So, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one of these rare versions, you might just be looking at a goldmine. To give you an idea of just how valuable these rare pennies can be, some have sold for as much as $57,000. Yes, you heard that right, $57,000. And that's not the highest price. There are some incredibly rare 1980 pennies that have fetched up to a jaw-dropping $500,000 or even more at auctions, depending on their condition and rarity. How to check your penny? Now, you're probably itching to know how you can check if you've got one of these rare, valuable pennies hiding in your collection. Well, it all comes down to a few simple steps. First, check the date on the penny to ensure it's from 1980. Then, carefully examine the lettering on the back, particularly the word America. Look for that close AM variation where the A and M are almost touching. If you find this, congratulations, you might be holding something worth thousands, even millions, but that's not all. The condition of the coin is just as important. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no wear and tear, tend to be worth more. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a close-up view of the details. If the penny is in mint condition or has any unusual features, you might want to take it to a professional coin grader to get it evaluated. Trust me, it could be the best decision you ever made. To wrap things up, that old 1980 penny in your pocket or collection may be worth far more than just 1 cent. With the right variation and in excellent condition, you could be holding a coin valued anywhere from $57,000 to $500,000. Yes, you heard me right, a penny worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. So, if you haven't already, go grab that penny jar, get a magnifying glass, and start hunting for your own rare finds. If you do find something special, make sure to get it appraised because you could be holding a valuable piece of American history. 1881 penny USA rare coin. Today, we've got something special for all you coin collectors out there, especially those of you who love digging into the history behind every penny. Ever thought that a 1981 US penny could be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, you're in for a big surprise. In this video, we'll be talking about the 1981 United States 1 cent coin and how a rare version of it could actually be worth a fortune. That's right, rare coins aren't just worth thousands of dollars, they can be worth millions. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check your pennies to see if you've got one that could make you a lot of money. The basics of the 1981 penny. Let's start with the basics. The 1981 penny was part of a series produced by the U.S. Mint during the early 1980s. It has the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So, what's the big deal about this coin? What makes it stand out from any other modern penny? Well, as we all know, not all coins are created equal. While most 1981 pennies are just worth a cent, there are rare versions of this coins with special characteristics or minting errors that can be worth far more than face value. And these aren't just coins worth a couple of $100s, they can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, much more. The rare 1981 penny. So, what makes a 1981 penny so special? One of the rarest versions of the 1981 penny has a significant minting error, a double die obverse. This means that there was a flaw in the way the coin was struck, causing the image on the front of the penny to be doubled or blurry. This subtle error is something that most people overlook, but to a coin collector, it's a treasure worth searching for. But that's not all. Some 1981 pennies also have what's known as a proof-like finish. These coins were struck with extra care and attention, giving them a shiny, mirror-like appearance. While these are still relatively common, finding one in near-perfect condition can still make it quite valuable. And let's not forget the most important factor when it comes to rare pennies: condition. A well-preserved coin with no scratches, fading, or wear and tear will always be more valuable than a damaged one. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher, meaning mint state, can fetch a much higher price in the market, especially among collectors. How to check your penny. Now that we know what to look for, let's talk about how you can check if your 1981 penny is worth more than just a cent. First, grab your penny and make sure it's a genuine 1981 coin. Next, look closely at the obverse, the front side with Abraham Lincoln. Check the details, especially around the lettering and Lincoln's portrait. If you notice any doubling or blurry areas, you may have a rare double die coin. Then, flip the penny over and examine the reverse. Does it have a nice, shiny finish? Is it smooth and flawless? If it looks extra polished, it could be one of those proof-like coins that collectors are looking for. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to really zoom in on the fine details. Inspect the edge of the coin for any signs of wear, and check the condition of the overall surface. Remember, the better the condition, the higher the value. How much are these rare pennies worth? Now, I know you're all wondering, how much can these rare 1981 pennies really be worth? Well, let me tell you, if you find a 1981 penny with one of these rare errors or in outstanding condition, you could be looking at a serious payout. While the typical 1981 penny is worth just 1 cent, rare versions of this coin have been known to sell for as much as $50,000 to $80,000 at auctions. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 to $80,000. That's not just pocket change, that's a huge amount of money for a coin that you could have lying around in your home. So, what are you waiting for? Grab those pennies, inspect them closely, and see if you've got a rare 1981 cent that could be worth a small fortune. If you find something special, make sure you get it appraised or graded to see how much it's really worth. 1989 Penny USA Rare Coin. We're diving into a coin that you might have sitting around in your collection, or maybe even buried in a jar somewhere. A 1989 United States 1 cent coin. And now, you're probably thinking, it's just a penny, right? What's so special about that? Well, stick with me because you're about to discover that this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, some of these 1989 pennies, if you know what to look for, can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. That's right, we're talking about rare coins worth not in the thousands, but in the tens of thousands or even more. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check if your penny is worth more than just 1 cent, so stay tuned. What makes the 1989 penny special? Okay, so let's start with the basics. The 1989 penny looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1989 coin is part of the long-standing series of Lincoln pennies, which have been in circulation since 1909. But while most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, there's a twist that could make a 1989 penny stand out from the rest. You see, when it comes to coins, it's not always about the year stamped on the coin, but the specific characteristics or errors that happen during the minting process. And that's where the value of a rare 1989 penny comes in. Most of the time, a regular 1989 penny is worth just a penny, but there are certain versions with rare minting errors or other unique features that can drive their value up dramatically. Of the rare 1989 penny, minting errors and features. So, what exactly should you be looking for in a rare 1989 penny? One of the most sought-after versions of the 1989 penny is known as the double die variety. This means that during the minting process, the coin was struck twice, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. It's most noticeable in the date and the lettering, so if you spot a penny with a clear doubling effect, you might just be holding a rare coin. Another feature that can make a 1989 penny more valuable is its condition. A coin that has been well preserved, with little to no wear or scratches, can be worth far more than one that's been passed around for decades. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS65 or above, are particularly desirable among collectors and can fetch impressive prices at auction. It's also important to mention that some 1989 pennies were struck with what's called a proof-like finish. These coins were produced with extra care, resulting in a high-gloss, mirror-like surface that makes them stand out among regular circulation coins. If you happen to find a well-preserved proof-like 1989 penny, you could be looking at a valuable piece of numismatic history. How to check your 1989 penny? Alright, now that we know what makes a rare 1989 penny special, let's talk about how you can check your pennies to see if you've got a valuable one on your hands. First things first, take a close look at the date. Is it 1989? Perfect. Now, get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and start inspecting the coin closely. You focus on the obverse side of the penny, especially around the date and the letters. If you notice that the letters or numbers appear doubled or blurry, you might have a double die variety. Double dies are one of the most valuable minting errors, so keep your eyes peeled. Next, flip the coin over to check the reverse. A coin in mint condition will have sharp details and a nice, even finish. If the coin looks especially glossy or shiny, it might be a proof-like version, which, as we mentioned earlier, is highly desirable among collectors. And of course, make sure to assess the overall condition of the penny. The better the condition, the higher the value. If your penny looks nearly flawless with no signs of wear or damage, you could have something worth much more than 1 cent. How much are these rare 1989 pennies worth? Now, I know you're all probably wondering, how much could one of these rare 1989 pennies really be worth? Well, if you happen to find a 1989 penny with one of those rare minting errors, or in pristine condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. While most 1989 pennies are worth only 1 cent, the rare and valuable versions have been known to sell for anywhere from $44,000 to $71,000 at auction. That's right, $44,000 to $71,000 for a penny. So, the next time you're sorting through your old pennies, be sure to check your 1989 coins carefully. You never know, you could have a rare gem sitting right under your nose, ready to make you a significant profit. There you have it, folks. The 1989 penny may seem like a run-of-the-mill coin, but with the right features, it can be worth a small fortune. So go ahead, grab your pennies, start inspecting them, and if you find one of those rare double dies or proof-like versions, you might just strike gold. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more awesome tips on coin collecting. Who knows? Maybe your next penny could be the one that changes everything. 1996 penny rare USA coin. Today, we've got something exciting to talk about, especially for those of you who love digging through your coin collections or old jars of change. Have you ever wondered if that ordinary penny you've got tucked away in a drawer could be worth a small fortune? Well, today we're talking about the 1996 United States 1-cent coin, and trust me, this penny could be hiding a lot more value than you think. We're not just talking about pennies worth a couple of bucks, oh no. We're talking about rare coins that can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check your 1996 pennies to see if you've got one that could be worth a serious amount of money. So, stick around, because you won't want to miss this. What makes the 1996 penny special? Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1996 penny is part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial series, featuring the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a design that's been around for decades, so at first glance, this penny might look just like any other. But here's the thing, most 1996 pennies are only worth their face value, which is 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting. While most of the 1996 pennies are common, there are rare versions of this coin that are worth much, much more. Some of these rare pennies were struck with minting errors or have special characteristics that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. And we're not talking about a few $100s, these rare 1996 pennies can actually fetch tens of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, even more. The rare 1996 penny, minting errors and features. So, what exactly should you be looking for in a rare 1996 penny? One of the most important things to keep in mind is that not all 1996 pennies are created equal. Some of them have minting errors that make them stand out from the rest. The most notable of these errors is the doubled die variety. When a coin is struck twice during the minting process, it can result in doubled features, particularly on the date or the letters. If you spot a doubled 9 or a blurry 1996, then you could be holding a valuable coin. Another type of rare 1996 penny is the proof-like variety. These coins were struck with extra care, resulting in a high-gloss, mirror-like finish that makes them shine. While these proof-like pennies are less common, they're still highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to have a well-preserved proof-like 1996 penny, it could be worth a significant amount more than face value, and don't forget about the condition of the coin itself. If your 1996 penny is in mint condition, meaning it has sharp details, no wear, and no scratches, it can dramatically increase its value. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher, mint state 65, are especially valuable in the numismatic world. How to check your 1996 penny? Now, I know what you're all thinking, how can I check my 1996 pennies to see if I've got one of these rare, valuable coins? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's what you need to do first. Grab your 1996 penny and take a look at the obverse side, where Lincoln's portrait is. Focus on the date, particularly the 9 and the 6. If you notice any doubling or blurriness around these numbers, you might have a doubled die variety. This error is one of the most valuable minting mistakes out there. Next, flip the penny over and examine the reverse side. Is it shiny and glossy? A proof-like finish will have a mirror-like shine, so check the surface for any unusual luster. If your penny has a nice, crisp finish with no scratches or signs of wear, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Lastly, take a step back and assess the overall condition of your penny. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those with no visible wear, tend to be much more valuable. If you think your coin might be in excellent condition, consider getting it professionally graded to find out its true value. How much are these rare 1996 pennies worth? Now, for the big question, how much are these rare 1996 pennies really worth? Well, if you happen to find one of these rare minting errors or proof-like varieties, you could be looking at a small fortune. While most 1996 pennies are only worth 1 cent, the rare versions can be worth anywhere from $40,000 to $65,000 at auction, depending on the rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. Yes, you heard me right, $40,000 to $65,000 for a penny. That's not pocket change, folks. It's an incredible amount of money for a coin that most people would pass over without a second thought. Conclusion: so, next time you're going through your spare change or sorting through old coins, be sure to check your 1996 pennies carefully. You could be holding a rare and valuable piece of history that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. 1998 Penny USA Rare Coin. Now, if you've ever wondered if a penny could be worth more than just a few cents, then today's video is just for you. We're talking about the 1998 United States 1 cent coin, and let me tell you, this isn't just your typical penny you'd find in your pocket or change jar. Some rare versions of this penny could be worth way more than you'd ever expect. We're not talking about a few $100s, oh no, we're talking tens of thousands, even more. Stick around until the end of this video, because I'm going to show you exactly how to check if you've got a 1998 penny that's worth serious money, and how much it could really be worth. Spoiler alert, we're talking about anywhere from $37,000 to $51,000, yes, you heard that right. So, let's dive in and find out what makes these pennies so special. What makes the 1998 penny special? Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1998 penny is a part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial series. On the front, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and on the back, the Lincoln Memorial itself. But while this penny may look familiar, it has some special features that can make it stand out among millions of other coins minted that year. In most cases, a 1998 penny is worth, well, 1 cent. However, as with all coins, some are rarer than others, and some are worth a whole lot more. There are a few key features and rare varieties of the 1998 penny that can make them extremely valuable to collectors. You could be holding a penny that's worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars. But only if you know exactly what to look for are the rare 1998 penny, minting errors and features. So, let's get into what makes a 1998 penny rare. The most sought-after version of this coin features a minting error called the double die variety. This is when a coin is struck twice during the minting process, creating a doubling effect on the date, letters, or other details on the coin. This subtle error isn't always easy to spot, but it's one of the most valuable mistakes in the coin world. The most common place to look for this error is in the date. If you notice any doubling of the 9 or the 8 in 1998, then you may have just found a rare double die coin. Collectors go wild for these coins, and they can fetch a serious price at auction. Another feature that could increase the value of a 1998 penny is its condition. If your penny is in mint condition, meaning it has no visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, it will be worth far more than a coin that's seen better days. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS65 or above, mint state 65, are highly prized by collectors and can sell for a significant amount more. And don't forget about the proof-like finish. Some 1998 pennies were struck with extra care to produce a shiny, mirror-like appearance. These proof-like coins, while rarer, are incredibly valuable to collectors who seek out perfectly polished pieces of history. How to check your 1998 penny? Now that you know what makes a rare 1998 penny stand out, how can you check your own coins to see if you've got one that could be worth a small fortune? Here's a step-by-step guide to help you inspect your penny like a pro. First, grab your 1998 penny and examine the date closely. Look for any doubling around the numbers. The 9 or 8 might appear blurry or duplicated. If you spot any noticeable doubling on the date or letters, you could be looking at a double die coin, which is a big win for collectors. Next, flip the coin over to the reverse side, where the Lincoln Memorial is. If your penny has a shiny, almost mirror-like finish, it could be a proof-like coin. This is another feature that can significantly increase its value. Then, inspect the overall condition of the coin. Is it in great shape with little to no wear? A coin with sharp details and no signs of use is going to be worth far more than a worn-out penny. If your 1998 penny looks nearly brand new, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. And if you're still not sure whether your penny is rare or in top condition, consider having it professionally graded. A coin that receives a high grade from a reputable grading service can fetch much more than an ungraded coin. How much are these rare 1998 pennies worth? Now, the moment you've all been waiting for: how much is a rare 1998 penny really worth? Well, if you find a penny with a double die error or in mint condition, you could be looking at a value anywhere from $37,000 to $51,000 at auction. Yes, that's right, $37,000 to $51,000 for a penny. Can you imagine that? A single penny worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's a huge payday for a coin that most people would overlook, but with the right features, it could make you a serious amount of money. A conclusion: so, the next time you're going through your spare change or cleaning out your coin collection, be sure to keep an eye out for that 1998 penny. You could have one of these rare, valuable versions hiding in plain sight. Remember, it's all about the details, the doubling, the condition, and the proof-like finish. If you find one of these, you could be holding on to a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. 1991 penny USA rare coin. We're talking about the 1991 United States 1-cent coin. Yes, that's right, the humble penny, but with a twist. You may not realize it, but some 1991 pennies are incredibly rare, and we're talking about rare coins that aren't worth just a few dollars. Oh no, we're talking about coins that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check if your 1991 penny is one of those rare gems hiding in your collection, so stay tuned. And trust me, you don't want to miss how much these pennies can be worth. Spoiler alert, we're talking about anywhere from $12,000 to $38,000. Yes, you heard that right. What makes the 1991 penny special? Alright, let's get started. The 1991 penny, like many pennies before it, features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a classic design, and it's a coin that most of us see on a daily basis. So why would a 1991 penny be worth more than face value? Well, the answer lies in the world of rare coins and minting errors. While the 1991 penny is relatively common and can be found all over the place, there are a few rare varieties that stand out from the rest. and these pennies can fetch impressive amounts of money that could make you do a double take. But here's the kicker, these coins are worth not in the thousands, but in the tens of thousands. We're talking about a rare penny that could be worth $12,000 to $38,000 if it has the right characteristics. So, what exactly should you be looking for? The rare 1991 penny, minting errors and features. So, what makes a 1991 penny rare? The most common reason a 1991 penny would be considered valuable is because of minting errors. During the production process, sometimes the dies used to strike the coins can make mistakes, and these mistakes are what collectors go crazy for. One of the most sought-after versions of the 1991 penny is the double die variety. This is when the coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubling effect on the image. It's most noticeable in the date, so if you see any doubling in the numbers 1991, or even on the lettering around Lincoln's portrait, you might just have a valuable double die penny on your hands. These are the kinds of mistakes that make collectors eager to pay top dollar. Another factor that can make a 1991 penny rare is its condition. If your penny is in fantastic shape, meaning it has sharp, crisp details, with no wear or scratches, it could fetch a much higher price than a well-worn coin. High-grade coins, especially those with a grade of MS65 or above, mint state 65, are highly desirable to collectors. Also, look for coins that have been well preserved with a clean, smooth surface. If your 1991 penny has a beautiful, almost uncirculated look to it, it could be worth much more than its face value. How to check your 1991 penny? Alright, now that you know what makes a 1991 penny valuable, how can you check your own pennies to see if they're worth thousands of dollars? Well, here's how you can do it, step by step. First, take a close look at the date. If you see any kind of doubling or blurry lines around the numbers 1991, you might have a double die penny. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a better look at the date. If it's doubling, that's a huge red flag that you've got something rare and valuable. Next, flip the penny over and inspect the reverse side. Look for any unusual signs of wear or damage, but more importantly, check the overall condition. A coin that's been kept in great condition, with no wear or corrosion, can be worth far more than a penny that's been passed around for years. And while you're checking, also make sure to look for any unusual finishes. If your penny has a high gloss, almost mirror-like shine, it could be what's known as a proof-like penny, which is also worth more than a regular penny. Lastly, don't forget to check the overall wear on the coin. If your penny looks brand new, or at least close to it, then it's definitely worth getting a professional opinion. Coins in mint condition can go for much more, especially those with minting errors. How much are these rare 1991 pennies worth? So, now the big question, how much is a rare 1991 penny really worth? Well, let me tell you, if your penny happens to have a minting error like a double die or is in fantastic condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Most 1991 pennies are worth just 1 cent, but the rare ones with minting errors or in pristine condition have been known to sell for anywhere between $12,000 and $38,000. That's right, $12,000 to $38,000 for a single penny. Imagine walking around with a penny that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's not as impossible as it sounds, so keep checking your coins carefully. You might just have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Conclusion. So, there you have it, folks. The 1991 penny may look like any other coin you come across, but if it has the right minting errors or is in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. If you find a penny that's a double die variety, or if it's in excellent condition, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $12,000 to $38,000. I hope this video helped you understand the incredible value that some of these rare pennies can hold. So, next time you're going through your spare change, take a moment to check those 1991 pennies. You never know what treasure you might find. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin hunting tips, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin yourself. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, everyone!